Whew. Okay, so for better or worse, I might get it to work now. I might not. I don't know. We'll find out in a moment. Oh, man. Okay. So I had an idea of how a certain something could be fixed. I don't know if it's gonna work. It might not. We'll find out. So I had this idea. Of how I might be able to test out this system right before I left for work today. So, of all the times I could have gotten this idea, it had to come now. Now I'm gonna reload my Restream chat. Maybe even pull up my Discord forum, on which nobody is here, so that's pointless. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Okay. Put that over there. Okay. I might post this to a couple of places. Let's see. As long as I've got a few minutes. This won't be a long live stream. I just want to try a couple of things while they are still fresh in my mind. Okay. So, the thing that I wanted to try out is the point when we receive the message, and this was something that I realized I should have done before I even started. Before I even started doing this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say if incoming message, if it's not anything but if it's not 0, we're gonna go ahead and go AJK print incoming message. So this should give me a printout whenever a client is trying to send something. Okay. So that's one, and I still have the second instance of the application of Visual Studio opened here, so I can quickly run a second instance of that. What? Oh yeah, and get my bearings. So first of all, this is going to be the server, and that is getting updated. This is going to be the client P, and it says that there's an incoming message indeed. There's a thing over there, and yeah, that's just about it. Come on. Yeah, so that does a big fat nothing. So we are receiving the message. Let me actually also check the thing, the whatchamacallit thing. Ooh, long day, people. Okay, so we have this message. Now, let's move up. So how about this? If this message is from a player that is inside of an array. Right? Makes sense. So I'm going to save this. Let's go ahead and run the server first. Don't think I even need sleep post today. Seems like I should be just fine. Okay, let's run this thing. Server, host client. P. It says there's an incoming message, yet still. But now there are 3 entries. Why are there 3 entries? Why are there 3 entries in the thing? Seems kind of weird. So, see, there's already 2 entries in there. Why? Although it makes sense, doesn't it? It would only do... Okay, so how about this? Where are my array expanding functions? They'd be somewhere up here. This does seem kind of weird. Apply your own data to the array. Yes. Incoming message. That's the message filtering. So like way up, somewhere up here. Oh, here we go. So this is the push back function. So this would... What? No, the pushback expands the array automatically. Right? C++ pushback. Vector pushback. Adds a new element to the end of the vector. Okay, yeah, so this does expand it. Okay, so if okay, so I need to have 2 of these. Client's ID dot size is equals to 1, then else we will do this stuff. So what is the reason for this? If the size of the array at the time that we detect a new client is equals to 1, although technically shouldn't the... You know what? Yeah, shouldn't the... Hold on a second. Shouldn't the host realistically always be at point number 1 if you're the host? Yeah, why don't we do that? if you are the server, you always occupy the very first slot. Apply your own data to the array. Yes. Alright, so how about we do this? Right, so this is going to be 0. 0 ID, 0 XYZ. Okay, so this will make sure that if we are the server, we're gonna automatically occupy position 0. Makes sense? Which means that with this stuff that I had up here, I can do pushbacks right away. Because the server's not going to be sending data packets to itself. Does that make sense? It still did. Why did it still do? Oh yeah. Get network server ID. ID, yes. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so the reason it adds me is because I'm doing the check before I actually populate the array with the needed information. So if this is a server, first thing you do is populate array, client array with first slot 0 first. So now that should fill up that slot logically. Vector subscript out of range. I'm pretty sure that's because I have it declared, but I don't have it created, isn't it? Oh, yeah, okay. So how about this? I will move this thing. Man. No. We're gonna go ahead and say, if we set this thing to server, ID dot push back so we'll still do the pushback. Although technically the system was working before. So if this works and it produces the same result, I'm gonna go ahead and still go back to the other one. You know, it's fine. I've had a functioning system before, so I'll just go back to that instead. Okay, this is where we left off. This, as far as I know, works. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, so that's 2 arrays though. Okay, so once the server is created, it should have 1 client. It should have 1 client connected. I also really want to... Here we go. Okay. So I really want to have just 1 print function. AGK string. STR. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Could it work? Okay, this should be fine. I'm not quite sure why this thing is having a problem. Client. It is though, it's CL, integer. Alright, fine, that's fine. Ah, you dickhead! Are you really gonna do that to me? Are you really gonna do that to me? I'm guessing, hold on a second. do this. This is really stupid, but it's probably not even gonna work. You know what? What I can do, however, is probably do this. I'm way too tired to figure the strings out. Okay. We'll go back to this shit. I'll just say print C. Right, okay. Long day. Long ass day. Okay. I'm surprised that hasn't complained. Okay. There we go. Okay, so these are our coordinates for the for this thing. Let me go ahead and start up another instance. Ah, for God's sakes. Hold on. I gotta start it with the correct order. Can't have no client running before the server. Okay. So, start up the server. It still has 2 client entries, which it shouldn't. Maybe. And then, here we go. P. Okay. So it's reading incoming messages. Once the server starts, there should be only one array entry. See, it starts with client array size of 2. First of all, I actually need this to be drawn outside of whether or not this is a server. See, it starts as 0. Okay, so the problem is probably somewhere where I'm doing the pushback. Something is happening here. See, the ID that we're checking here, I think this is supposed to be a different ID. I've done this once before. Did I undo it? It was not the ID of this thing. It's the server ID. Get network server ID. This might be a little bit easier. Okay, so instead of checking the ID, okay, so let's just logically get network number of clients. Although maybe it's creating one because I'm not starting with, yeah, maybe it's because I'm starting with a 0 instead of a 1. Okay. Well, there's client 0, ID of 1. It says that this function will return a 1 if the only thing that's on the thing is a server. So I should be starting with a 0. So check the array for this client. So first of all, we iterate through each and every single one of the clients on the HK. For every one that's on there, we go ahead and we do a check. If x, actually if x is equal to 0, would be the correct one. And then the rest of them would be different. Was that the reason? It just wasn't creating the thing? No. Still same shit. So, with the 0, the first thing that we do is we get the first client, the very first one, which should be the server. We save. We save the unsigned integer here. If it's not the first entry, then use this one, the next client. Then, after we've written down the ID, which at stage 0 should be the server's ID, temporary variable, and then we go through the array. The array. So Right now this array size is exactly 0. So if it starts at 0, it cannot be below 0, so we skip this entire thing. And this never becomes true. Right. Okay, so if it skips it, this thing stays as false. And if it stays as false, which means that there wasn't anything, this ID was not in the array, it is going to push back the array and push back the client ID, and is going to record the ID that it found into the ID array. It's going to record the temporary placeholders for the X, Y, and Z. It's going to create a new object, set its position, player clients object. Right, so it's just going to record everything to the end of it. Why the hell don't these things pop up? They're all the same, yeah. Okay. So we're still technically dealing with the ID as it is in here. The same ID that we've recorded in there. Now there's a whole bunch of slots. Client array size. Oh, it's the client array size slot, okay. Gabriel, how's it going? Okay. So client array size, it still says it's 2. Not sure why. I am not sure why. Okay, so how about let me take a look at this function. Okay, returns the number of clients connected to a specified network. The host counts as a client, as does the local client, meaning that on a connected network there should be at least 2 clients. The host counts as, right. A host waiting for clients returns a 1 if it's on its own, which it is. I don't have anything else connected, so it should be returning a 1. So I guess this is the point where I should really check if it's truly returning that value. So server online, connections, and we're gonna go ahead and print this. Okay, so now it should actually print print the amount of connections, so I can actually know what the hell is going on. It should give me a 1. Uno. Oh. Server connections 1. Okay. So that means if I want to be realistic, I can set X to 1. Ah. That's what that was. It's because the less or equal sign was there. There it is. But as you can see, it did not count the server as one of the clients. Well, I mean, okay, it's my code that's fucked up, obviously. It always is. Not good. Motherfucker, can I please close that window? I think that window is frozen shut. Fuck me, man. Okay, anyways. Excuse me? Int equals int plus 1? You mean int? Oh, Jesus. For some reason, the chat is refusing to post stuff that I type into the chat onto the website. Oh well. Anyways, so I know that it's creating, or I know that it actually is seeing the thing correct. See, it says server online connections. I should perhaps do this. Server online, and then I'll do connections, and this is print C, right, just so that I can actually debug this stuff. Whew. Okay, one connection. Now that one connection has to be the server now. So let's take a look further down here. So this probably needs to start from 0. Of course it needs to start from 0. If it starts from 1, that never happens there. Oh man, okay. Oh, good. So that's the first one. The problem is that this needs to be 1 now. Again, below or equals. I should really watch this stuff. Oh man. Okay. Oh. It says 1 connection, but it still adds... Oh, shit. It still adds 2 things. Also, I need to make sure that I cannot do that for future reference. So if server is false and client is false, there can be only 1. Anyways, there could also always be other stuff. ipconfig. No, it's still the same. So it should be connecting to the same thing. Trying to set up not working for the most part. The client and the server are connecting. I'm just currently debugging the whole system of dynamically adding and removing players from an array, counting the server as a client so that it adds it to the list. I need to debug this system because there's a discrepancy somewhere between the way I'm reading how many clients are connected and how many clients it records. So when I set this to server, it's creating 2 entries. The first entry is correct. Why is it creating the second one? Okay, so let's see right here. Oh god, where is this thing? A server. Okay, so with this loop, if I do this as 0, case to 0, technically this should work. Again, it would really do the same thing I just had just a second ago. Of course the error is in the for loop. I have like 6 of them in there. Okay, oh. Okay, oh yeah. What was I expecting? It's the same exact code. Okay, so let's go through this one by one again. For x is equals to 1 if it's below or equals to the amount of connections, at which point, if it's only the host, it should only return 1 because the host also counts as a connection, and it should. So this will be 1, and as I saw by the compilation, it does return a 1 when I print it. So 1 is equals to 1, so it's going to do the switch. If it's the first ever check, then we check what's the ID of the first client. In this case, it's a 1, so it has to check the first client. It's going to return the static unsigned integer of the ID break. So we get out of here. Now, well, no, this is a loop because it has to go this many times for as many connections we have. So if we have 5 players connected to the client, this needs to happen 5 times. The first time it's going to check the first client connection and return its ID. All the others, it's going to check the rest of them. I mean, shit, you know what? What if I just do if x is equals to 1? It's the same shit. I don't even know why I'm trying to be fancy here. Else. Here we go. So if x is equals to 1, which it's going to be, it's gonna get the first one. All the other ones, it's gonna do the next side. Anyways, we got our first client. Let me just check this for a second. So this function scans the network of this game. Okay. Oh, yeah, so still shitty. Anyways, so I don't really want to use while. This it would do the same thing. Besides, if I use while, it's going to get stuck in an infinite loop, because it's going to be like, while this is not 0, it's going to just end up it's just going to end up getting stuck for as long as there are connections. Anyways, so we received the ID of the first client, which is the ID of the server. We set up a temporary variable, temp client detected. We set it to false. Now we have to see if our array contains the ID of this client, which it shouldn't, because it's the first time we see this ID. So if player client ID, and this has the amount of 0. So for every iteration, the size of this array is 0. Is 0 below 0? No. So we're gonna skip this entire thing for the first time, and this variable will remain as false. Ah, maybe. Okay, while it's false, we're gonna record the ID of the first client, which is the server, into the array that stores all the IDs. We're also going to record X, Y, and Z placeholder data. We are going to create an object box that is a placeholder. And we're gonna store the ID of this new box into a temporary variable. We're gonna set the position of the new box. And then finally, we're going to record the ID of this box into the array of all the player objects, physical player meshes. That's it. It should now stop. So something happens maybe over here. It skips it once because the size is 0. But after we did this, the size should now be 1. If the size is 1, 0 will be below 1. Yes. And then it's going to check if the array entry 0 ID is equals to the ID that we got from here. But if this is the end of the loop, then this wouldn't be 1 anymore, would it? No, but it would always remain as 1, because by the time we reach the end, we start this again, right? I don't do any more pushbacks anywhere else. We'll start this again. Fucking hell, this shouldn't have a problem. Oh. Client array size 2. What if I don't do the pushbacks? Just comment those out. Am I still gonna get the array increase at least by 1? Oh, oh. No. So the array size is still 0. So this happens twice for some reason. Something has to do with this loop. At the time of creation, the array is of size 0, so there's no entry in it. You can't even access position 0, there's just nothing in it. So why does this happen twice? Player clients ID dot pushback. We're gonna store. Wait, hold on. What kind of data does this thing store? Integer. Yeah. What kind of data does this return? An unsigned static integer. So Really? Apparently can't have unsigned integers in that one, but that's okay. Why did I create the box down there this time? Oh, yeah, that's right. Not sure why it works with unsigned integers, but that's not up to me to question, apparently. Well, it's, you know, my livelihood is on the line here, so can't afford to but be patient. Also, I just got back from work from a very tiring shift, so I got nothing but patience. Also, I'm listening to the soundtrack for this game, or one of the soundtracks, so it's pretty damn relaxing. Here, I'll put it on. This is the first time I'm actually playing this soundtrack. Once again, x is equals to 1. Man, okay. Yeah, that's the soundtrack I wrote for this game. So this thing definitely returns a 1. If I compile, see, it says, oh, connections 1 right over here. So there's only one connection. If I compile now. So if I take my thing, save, doesn't save here. Okay. So this will be the server, and then I'll launch this thing. I am printing X inputs. Okay, so this is the server. So this will become the server. Connections 1. This is the client. So it'll become the client. See, what happened is it's still returning that there is only one connection. For some reason. Something's wrong. Yes, that is indeed correct. Let me try that again. Sometimes the integer is higher than expected. Well, the question is really which integer? There are so many. But there's only a few that really matter. Come on, snap. Thank you. Okay. So you be the server. You have one connection. Yes. You be the client. Okay, so it says one connection. P. It says connected. This did not react, however, and it still says that there's only one connection. Even though, okay, and now it says something wrong, so I know it connects. Oh man. So effectively, this here should now return, and this is a loop, mind you. So if it's a 1, I don't like the fact that it returned only 1. Did my IP address IP config 192.168.0.82. So 192.168.0.82, both ports are correct. So is it connecting to the server, but the server isn't identifying the client? So far, this is as far as I've gotten. I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit. This is as far as I've gotten. Okay, so we joined the network. And we know that we joined the network. What happens if, let's see. What happens if I actually do this? So if it's a client, which is down here, I would like to actually print how many connections the client reads from the server. See if this returns any information. This be the server. This be the client. The client reports 2 connections. The client. Why does the server not report 2 connections? Come on, here we go. Client array size, connections. What if I change the port? To something fucked up like this. I don't suppose it would make a whole lot of difference. Let me also make sure that the second project is actually inheriting the changes of the first one. It should be. It's Visual Studio. It's not stupid. Now watch us say that. Come on. Where's my server stuff? Okay, where is it? Client. Loop, yes. Client array size. Test. Save. What the fuck? Nah, come on. Oh no, it shows up. Let's see if I put it down here. VVV test, save. Yep, no, it's getting updated. I'm just being paranoid. What if you print X on the ADK network cycle? Is supposed to be 1. Well, here's the thing. This function right here, get network num clients, will return the amount of... Wait a minute, hold on a second. Case sensitive. Yeah, no, okay, I'm not stupid. Get number of clients should return the number of connected clients that are currently on this network, on this hosted network, as in application clients. So the client, like when the game is in client mode, it actually returns the correct amount of clients connected. Why doesn't the server also do that? See, here's the thing. Not only can we see that the client reports 2 connections, we also have a thing here that says that gets that value, and it prints connected if there's more than 1 connection on this network, which it should. And this is in client mode, which it should, because at the point the client is connected to the server, there are now 2 connections on the network. The server is counted as 1 connection too. So something is awry with the server, and it lies with this set of shenanigans here. So if the server is equals true, where does this end actually? And this is a server. Okay, yeah, that's correct. I'm not overwriting the variable by any chance, am I? No, no, it shouldn't. Wait, what? What the fuck does this mean? What? Oh, fuck. Above 0. Okay, I think that was responsible. Fuck, that's stupid. Fuck. Now watch it do absolute shit. Yeah, it shouldn't. Okay, so one connection. Yes. So let me save this. Let's fire up our server, which is technically just another instance of this application. Okay, we'll turn this into a server. One connection. This will be our client. I swear to God, man, when I'm filthy rich, I'm gonna buy myself 4 monitors, white screen. I will never, ever have to worry about switching between windows. Oh man. Okay. So this P. So this thing says 2 connections. This thing, however, is a sourpuss. It still reports that there's only 1 connection. Wait. No, this reports if the network is active, which actually doesn't make sense. This should be if the amount of connections is more than 1, is more than 0. Okay, this. If the connection isn't updating, it sucks, because there isn't a whole lot that I can do about it. Because there isn't an there is not a connection update script in the files of the engine. Okay, server, yes. Okay, so if that is true, then if it's not updating the internal variable of the server, then that is rooted deeply in the files of the engine. And as far as I know, all I can do is file a bug. Okay. This thing reports 2 connections. This thing reports 1. And it makes sense because it's not adding another array to the list. What happens? Hold on. Maybe what if it's the let's see, my network. My network 1, server 1. Just out of curiosity. Because there's always a chance that something may have not been closed properly. Okay. So, server. How about this? I'll save this. Let's reboot Visual Studio. You never know. Okay. So this is my first one. That's my second one. See, the thing is, it has nothing to do even with the while loops. That variable is purely engine based only. Here, let me look into what you just said in just a second. Okay, so this is going to be a server. Yes. This is going to be a client. P. Yeah. Same shit, different toilet. Okay. So what did you say? Because maybe the line client count old is equals to 1. Okay, so you're talking about clients count old. It's this variable here somewhere. This. You know, funny thing is, I'm not even using this variable anywhere besides here. Like, this is the end of the networking script. This was supposed to be for something, and it's not even becoming anything. This isn't. It's a variable right here, right? How many times does it show up? Let's see, find all. All of 2 times. Declaration, and when I'm setting it to 1. So this variable has nothing to do with how many clients are connected. I'm actually right down here. If this is a server, which it is, if this is a server, we are checking. How about I'll comment this out. And we're just gonna keep getting the connections line, regardless of what the if statement is. Should probably comment that out properly. And save the server properly. So I'm gonna cancel this. Okay, beautiful. So that's server. Okay. Let's load up another instance. Hey, somebody has followed me. I did not catch your name. Let's see. It was Annihilation Gwen. Or Nugan. I can never pronounce that last name. Thanks for the follow. Anyways. So let's see. P. Not really a whole lot of luck going on here. Okay, so server is equals to true. Print. Let's see. Let me look into this function. Returns the number of clients connected to a specific network. The host counts as a client. Yes, so that's why it returns 1 when all it is just a server running. As does the local client, meaning that on a connected network there should be at least 2 clients. Yes. A host waiting for a client returns a 1. If it's on its own, a client trying to connect returns a 0 until it connects and host accepts the client. Giving it a unique ID, it should return 2. Clients count old is just an internal, it's just a custom variable. Which I created. It has like nothing to do with the with this thing, so I can delete this variable right now, and it's not going to do anything. It was supposed to detect if a new client has connected, so I could pop a message up. But the problem is that the message goes away as soon as the screen is refreshed with the next draw call in the engine. So that was pretty fucking useless. As for the clients count, where am I using clients count? Clients count, here we go. So if it's a client, and that's the only place where I'm using this, get network number of clients. This thing. And that's what I'm using here. So I'm using clients count only if the application is a client, which works. You know, when I set it as a client and connect to the server, it does connect and it does display 2. I'm just not using that variable. So this variable has nothing to do. This right here, this function here, is supposed to return a 2 when the client connects to it. Let me go ahead and AGK networking. Let me reset the port and the thing name. Ugh, basic. Okay, same port, server, and my network. Why does this use by network? Maybe I should be able to put in my thing in here. Create an AGK network. This app as a controller. This app is added as first client on the network. Ports must be between 1025 and 65,535, and will fail if another application is already listening to that port. So what if the reason being is because all this testing has clogged up the ports? Let's see. 192, 168, 0, 82. I mean, the only other thing that I could try is rebooting my computer, because that pretty much clears out everything from the memory. Okay, so how about, let's see. Come on. And do this. How about you be the client for once? And you be the server. Or the other way around. You are returning connections too. My goodness, you are annoying. But you're the worst of them all. Swear to God. Okay. What happens, just out of curiosity? I don't suppose int temp. What is this supposed to be? Oh yeah, don't do print, please. So it's supposed to be uint. Unsigned integer of the network. iNet ID. Well, let's try connecting more than a single client to the server. See if that does any good. Okay. All right, here we go. 3 servers, or three applications. What? Oh, it's being fussy. Okay, so here we go. Save. Run our... Oh, for fuck's sakes. Hold on. It's this thing. Oh. Fuck. Pardon me. It's 1 in the morning. I should really go to sleep. Just when my sleep schedule started to kind of straighten out. Also, screw you, Arya. You can't be productive now. Man. Okay, here we go. So this will be O for the server. Then run the second one. P for the client. And now run the second one. Okay. And P something. Oh, okay. 1 second. Well, I know why that client failed, but that does not explain why the other ones did. See, the problem is that they're all out with the same client name, or the 2 clients had the same client name, because I wasn't testing it with more than 1 client. Who knows? Maybe that is the source of the problem. my name used in identifying this client. Okay. Yes, that. Okay. So this used to add a random value. Okay, the only way I can really do this is probably when I press the button. Where's the button? The button's right here. So if it's a client, switch. Let's see if I can have this thing random. Six. You son of a bitch! Really? You gonna? I swear to God. Okay, fine. Whatever. I'll manually put it in without saving. So you can go to hell. I have a serious urge to call Domino's and order some pizza, because this might take a while, and sneak that pizza into the house. It's 1 in the morning. Oh fuck. Okay, so you be the server. Yes. Oh man. Okay, so let's go ahead and compile this. Okay, so you're the client, and you're client number 1. Yes. And this one, I'm gonna have to put in a thing. It'd be like, yeah, queued as soon as the pizza order comes through. I gotta like give them a call and be like, okay, you guys, I need to like sneak in a pizza into my house, so like, don't blast the music, park like across the street. Call me when you arrive. Like, it's gonna be like a drug deal going down. Turn off your lights, don't make a lot of noise. As soon as they call on arrival, cue the Mission Impossible music. Me trying to sneak in the fucking pizza into the house before it stinks up the place. What do you mean there's build errors? Fuck off! Cannot open file template 64. Motherfucker, what are you talking about? Ah, okay. Yes, but the problem is that it's not going to do that because the client names are different, isn't it? Yeah, something's... No, something's wrong. Of course something's wrong. This is why I have... Okay, I need to figure out the random function thing, because that's the only way I can actually test multiple connections. Okay, so you go back over the fuck there. And fuck the random connections. Here's what I'm gonna do. So, if I'm gonna press what's the letter? Let's make sure V, then string. What kind of a character? I don't know why it asks for a char, but okay. Name 1 or name. Client 1. No fucking around, no numbers. However, if I press B, client 2, as long as I don't forget to actually do this. So instead of this, let's go ahead and do that. Ah, fuck you. What do you mean? Ah, motherfucker. That's okay. That's okay. Here we go. You take all the declarations you want. There we go. Okay. Save. So if I take a look at this thing, has it saved? Yes, it has. Beautiful. Run the server. Oh fuck, man, that pizza idea is starting to sound pretty damn good, but no can do. Okay, server. Server is fine. Let's do client number 1. Cliento numero 1. Okay, so V P connection 0 something. What? Okay, hold on a second. That's if it's a client. I might just have to AGK print client name. Okay. AGK print C okay. So maybe just didn't declare it. CL name, yes. CL name, yes. Too tired to be angry. What do you mean this build errors? Can't open the okay, so this is clearly... Oh wait, I think one of the clients was still running. Well, this sucks. Okay. Save. I think that's why I couldn't save it, wasn't it? Will you compile? Yes, no errors. Which I know it's full of shit. All this work just to see what happens when 2 clients come in, connect. You be the server, Please. You be the client. I also need to launch the second instance. Okay, so VB. Aha, as you can see, it does. Whoops. It does absolutely nothing. Well, okay. Technically, this thing does not need to be declared anymore, does it? Get raw key pressed. Works for everything else, why wouldn't it work here? You know what I'm gonna do? Screw all that noise. I'm just gonna paste it here. So if the letter P is held down, then if the letter V was held down, we'll connect with the name client 1. If the letter B was held down, we'll connect with client 2. Oh man, okay. And then we said that this is a client equals true, and this is only done once. I like how you and I thought of the exact same idea at once. Okay. So you can fuck off. Yeah, just overthinking this way too much for something that's really just a debugging function. I was gonna make this convoluted system later on, you know, when this thing actually works. So, oh, client connected, connections 1, yes. Come on, okay, here we go. Has this thing been updated? Yeah, but it looks good. So it's VP and BP. Okay. Okay. So VP. Something's wrong. Why does this thing need a network name? Its name is server. Hold on. Here's what I'm gonna do. Yes, please. Yes, do save. I'm going to quickly reboot this computer. And, because chances are it's just messed up. Now I'm still here. This is the beauty of streaming on a different PC. Ah, jeez. Yes, please save. What the fuck? Also, I'm like severely out of focus, am I? No, I'm not. That's just me not using glasses. Why the fuck do Gatorade make such a giant fucking nozzle on its bottles? It's like, let me give my fucking mustache a bath in Gatorade while I take a sip. It can be the client array size, isn't it? The server slots. That's only the server stuff. I have a speculation that I might have tried to create so many servers that it's just clogged up. So we'll see how it acts after I reboot my computer. If it's still throwing tantrums, then it's something else, and I'll have to figure out tomorrow. If, however, it is fixed, then at least I will take it until the point when my arrays in the server side are being created properly. So basically, when one client connects to the server, I should have 2 updating lines of data. One would be the server XYZ position, well, the player of the server, which updates just fine, and I will need the client's XYZ position to be updated. It can be the client's array size. Again, nothing to do with the client's array size. The client's array size is more for me to accept the data properly. Like, as soon as the client is connected, that is when that function is supposed to return a 2. It's an engine function. It has nothing to do with the arrays. The arrays is for me to sort out the incoming data, like the incoming XYZ position. Okay, let me unplug and replug the monitor cables so that it would fucking detect the new monitor input, unless I have to like do this manually. Oh, hey, oh. Well, here's the thing. You can absolutely just forget about the arrays, because arrays have nothing to do with the way the engine interprets an incoming connection. Uh-oh, what? Motherfucker, goddamn. So I'm more frustrated with this hardware. Because arrays are just, you know, variable holders. The real problem is with the way the server is accepting a connection. Come on. This is taking a little. Detect. Oh, for God's sakes. The moment it detects the monitor is the moment I pulled the cable out. For God's sakes. Okay, here we go. Okay. No. You're serious? Are you fucking serious? This pisses me off more than the code. Come on. We can do this. We can fucking do this. Please. I gotta be like a freaking, whatchamacallit, Miracle worker. Please connect. Okay. Okay. Don't touch it. Don't breathe on it. Yeah. Are we good? When I'm rich. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. Dream Temple. There we go. Launch it once, launch it twice. I work part-time at a grocery store, so the fucking Christmas music is driving us nuts. It's just 5 hours of like the same 5 songs performed by 20 different jazz artists. The next one tried to out-jazz the previous one. I think somebody actually filed a complaint because there wasn't a lot of Christmas music today. It was ridiculous. It was getting ridiculous at some point. It was like, what if it's like, what if it's not even the radio? What if it's just somebody's mixtape? And we just all collectively diss this guy's mixtape. Oh man. Okay. Okay, here we go. That's number 1. That would be number 2. TV Christmas in Brazil. Oh Lord, I can only imagine. I can only imagine the cacophony of Christmas carols and the commercials that will flood me if I disable ad block on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Let's try this out. So what do you work on if you make video games yourself? Working on game dev. Okay. Server. Okay. Let's leave it here. Don't touch it. Don't breathe on it. Okay. And VP. Why do you... Okay. You sack of shit. Okay. So what if I try the other one? No, BP. Something's wrong. So it has nothing to do with this stuff. Hold on. Has my IP changed? 192.168.0.82. 192.168.0.82. No, it's still the same. Let me check something. There's very few teachers that actually do give a shit about students. It's a rare commodity. Rare commodity. Okay, AGK. Not working. Okay, so in this example code, the client app client connector requires just one command. It specifies the IP address of the server, the port, and the client name. The client name when connecting to the server must be different than any other client name currently connected to the server. So we're using a random number to keep it unique. Gee, thanks. Okay. Then we'll look through, check to see if we have connected. Give enough time for the connection to happen. Maybe this is the problem. Maybe the problem was on the client side, and I'm just trying to do something that that's not letting the client to connect. But it's so in the client side, print connections and print the amount of connections. So maybe this actually, I should put a delay on that. Client equals 40. So if client delay is above 0, client delay minus else, then we will inquire on the thing. In fact, I should move all of this code down. So don't start inquiring until however many seconds that has passed. See if that does any difference. I have cautious optimism. Chat. Okay. So post. Right. What I'm really wondering is, what do you mean there are built errors? There are no built errors. You are lying to yourself. Unless there are. 1 second. Nope. Oh, shit. What is this? Definition has no storage type. Yeah, that's right. Getting sloppy. Sloppy Joes. Pizza 1 2 3. Yeah. Shit, now we gotta change my banking information. Hey, Jenko. Welcome. Okay, so if we leave this and compile this now. Okay, so here we go. And BP, still no connection. So what is the difference between me basically going here and just getting rid of this and just having this? Why does this work? I don't understand. If client is equals false, which it is at the moment, and server is equals false, so if we haven't created the server already and the button gets pressed, create or join the network 192.168.0.82 at port this. The exam was a complete failure. Well, that's nice. Oh, a constant character 10. How many characters do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fuck me. Okay. Okay. What is this? Constant character 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 9. Constant character 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. And obviously 13. 1, 2, 3, 12. Yeah. Okay. So, what is the what is the difference? Why does this work and the other one doesn't? I had to calculate the average of how many groups I can expect if. Oh man, somebody said something funny at work today that I think you're gonna get a kick out of it. Actually needs a setup. What is the proper way to say if somebody's German? It says it's connected. Okay, what does it say on the other one? Why does that work? Although, nope, still just one connection. As in, like, your nationality. What's the proper way to say if somebody's German? And okay, notice, hold on a second. I do have a piece of code. I do have a piece of code that I had commented out. It's a tiny little thing. It's responsible for deleting clients who have been disconnected. This one. Wait, really? You don't know? You keep correcting me to say Dutch instead of German every single time. Every time I said something's German, you said Dutch. And if you're not Dutch, you're not much. That's funny. Anyways, so removing disconnected clients. So this was it. Wait, really? How the fuck does that work? Where does this loop is located? Remove this. Remove disconnected clients. Why does it disconnect that client? Also, let me let's save. Let me take a look at this thing. It makes a loop. It's within a loop. So it should effectively be located in here. Right. Removing disconnected. Okay, so this maybe. Thanks for the note, Gabriel. I think all those failed videos have pretty much taught us that word. Okay, so H. This one will be server. This one will be client. It says connected. What about the other one? Still only one connection. See, this thing, the client disconnects properly if the client disconnects properly if the server's not detected. You know, if I could actually set up a remote, able to check your debugger settings, opening projects, properties. Right. I need to set up Visual Studio on the second computer so that I could try to send the application that way. So that I could send the application once over there and once over here. So that it's on the same network, but it's not on the same computer. Once again, though, should not be a problem. Let's see. First client, second client. This is the server app. Join. Get network server ID. All right, well, Gabriel, thanks for dropping by and sticking around for as long as you did. That's surprising. I have got to figure this horseshit out. Okay, what if I What if I just outright not run this entire code except for getting the number of clients? Okay, so I'm sure there's a problem in here somewhere. That's probably a piece of code that just screws up my entire thing. So you be the server, yeah, reporting the amount of connections. You be the client and report to no one. P, or I should say, it says connections, amount of connections 2. And this thing says amount of connections 2. What the fuck? Are you shitting me? Okay. So the issue is somewhere around here. Somewhere in this code. There's a piece of shit. First client, second client. Okay. So what is it that I do here? There's the get network server ID. How about I get rid of incoming messages for now? Okay, so slowly moving along. Okay, you be the server. This is our cube. For some reason, create it. Oh, okay, I think it's supposed to be created. And this is our client connected. And that is where the issue lies. Somewhere in this, let's see, where was it? Somewhere in this code. You be the server. You be the client. Okay. What are the chances that it's this thing? What? Oh, yeah, of course. Still reporting only one connection. What if I actually add Okay, there we go. So there's something about the there's something about the this thing without making sure. What if I add this as a 0? If it's above 0, so there's at least 1. I'm getting closer. Okay, so you be the server. You be the client. 2 connections. Still 1 connection. Okay, so what if I go ahead and uncomment everything that I have commented? Okay, you be the server. Where are all my draw events though? Yeah. All the good stuff. It's not here for some reason. Oh. Interesting. Haven't had that happen in a while. Client array size. This is weird. Weird. So P. We have our connection. Client's connected. Right. Not really sure why it's not drawing stuff. Oh, it's not drawing stuff because, okay, I got it. key. Says it's connected. Host connected, client connected. Okay. If the ID that we're currently looking at belongs to the thing. Belongs to the server. Interesting. Really? Oh well, I'll figure this out tomorrow. For now, this is as far as I can really take it. Too tired. Okay. Until next one.